All right, what's going on, everybody? We're going to live to paint, paint to live. Either one. They both sound pretty amazing to me. Painting to live, live to paint. Make a few. I've been making some more goofy videos lately. But I'm gotta get back to painting. You can only make so many goofy videos before you feel the need to have to paint again. So let's go like this. So reach the ceiling. Got this painting that I'm gonna paint over. It was a self-portrait that I did a little while ago. I actually almost want to keep it. Self-portrait. I almost want to keep this painting. But no, we're gonna paint over it. Make it symbolic. Make something symbolic of what we're doing. So let me see. Where's my let's see. Instagram.com. Trying to pull up a new idea here that I'm working on. A new painting for tonight. That's not going to work. You go to Facebook. Hey, we already got some likes on the channel. What's up? Who's there? Who goes there? Knocking at my door. John Smith. What's up, John Smith? How are you? John Smith here for the day. Transfer's not available. What you mean it's not available? Let's refresh this. I'm still pulling up some ideas that I'm going to be working on. Haven't got my idea yet. I already know what I'm going to paint. I just got to pull it up. Gardener. Garden grinder. What's up, Garden GG? GG in the house. Triple G. Grow a garden grinder. I feel like everyone's just got names of products now. Is that a thing? People just like do names of different products now. It's just like somebody is the name of a band, Weezer. What's my favorite game? Wow, that's a great question, man. There's so many. I've got so many favorite games. I mean, I grew up a PlayStation guy, right? So I grew up a PlayStation guy, and um, one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy 7 and 10. I don't like the modern Final Fantasies anymore. I think they have too much. It's just too many cutscenes. I don't like playing a game where like every time you move to a new area, there's a cutscene. It's just so annoying, and it like pulls you out of the game. Even though it keeps you in a story, I feel like it pulls me out of the game. And yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Final Fantasy 7 and 10 is her favorite games too. All right, that's pretty interesting. They're good games, man. Have you ever tried them? Have you ever tried those two games? They're worth a shot. You should go have a conversation with your mom and play those games. It's very worthwhile. So, what are some modern games though that I like? Let me think about some modern games. What are some modern games? There's games that I've played a lot, like Diablo 4, but I really don't think it's that great compared to what it could be. It's just one of those games that you could just like mindlessly sink so much time into, but I don't necessarily think it's like, a masterwork of a game, masterpiece of a game, if I'm being honest. But so it's not really my favorite game, even though like I've played it a lot. What else? Skyrim. I'm not. You know what? Actually, Skyrim's not really a favorite of mine. I don't like Skyrim that much. Destiny's pretty good. I've played a lot. I've got a lot of favorite games. Lots of favorite games. Ask me let's see. What else? I was gonna say ask me a genre, but I literally don't play every genre, so that would be a little bit difficult of an answer. What else? I'm trying to set up stuff at the same time, so I can't trying to kind of focused on this right now. One game I've played recently. You said your mom has to use a wheelchair. Oh, well, I wish her the best from this. Wish her the best despite her challenges of being in a wheelchair. Being in a wheelchair can be really tough. Especially, having to travel and get certain types of vehicles and all that. So I wish her the best. She can walk a bit, but she's mostly in a wheelchair. All right, here we're gonna rotate this. Rotate this. Move this painting. I'm gonna rotate. We're gonna move this a bit closer. And here we go. I think painting would be a great activity for someone who might be like, in a wheelchair. Is she a painter too? You have a circle tomorrow, so you might not make it. What is a circle? What do you mean by circle tomorrow? You have a circle tomorrow. Is that like an event or something? So I'm going to start with some Payne's Gray. A lot of Payne's Gray here. I use lots of Payne's Gray. And then I'm going to drop in some white. Where's my white? There's the white. Titanium white. Titanium white. Okay, use her right hand. She had a stroke. Yikes. Well, it sounds like you're there for her, so that's positive, right? Seems like you're there for her if you're out and about sharing this. I imagine you help to take care of her, which is fantastic. And here we go. We're gonna start painting here. We're gonna start our painting, and we're gonna start with this, with the very loose, rough brush here. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Actually, you know what? Can I move this closer? Yes, I can actually zoom in nice and close like that and make it look like it's really right there. It's 11 years ago. All right, we're going to go with some Payne's Gray. We're going to do some Mineral Spirit. We're going to start our sketch right now. And let's go like this. So I want to see on the third line here. So rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is probably like right there. And then we're gonna come down. She's got a fairly long nose, so we're gonna come down on her nose, like right here, right in front of her eye, right there. And then we're gonna come around and it's gonna come very close to her nostril here. I think this forehead could be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna mark that forehead up a little higher. Mark this chin. Should probably be about the size of the mouth. So it's gonna come just lower, and then whatever that is, it's gonna come like right from underneath the nostril here. So we're gonna come down, like right there. And honestly, yeah. So the mouth should be smaller. So this area should be a lot smaller than that. All right. Now just sketching out our design here. And let's go like this. So we're gonna come around, bring this around. And this is gonna be the other eye. What am I painting? I'm painting a portrait of a woman named Sophia Shaikut. I actually don't know the exact name, but this is a study that I'm doing on this really interesting performative artist, Sophia. I should really put her name in this live stream. I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I should. Just remind yourself on the next stream, I will include her name somehow. Should be about the size of the forehead right there. Yo, what's up, Omizu? Omizu, doing. Omizu the doer. And let's see, we're gonna come down right here, sketch this out. So as you can tell, this is a paint over. We are painting over something that we've already achieved, accomplished, done. I need to find the name of this artist who I'm basing this painting off of. At some point I will. Sophia Shaikut. So this needs to be right at her forehead, like right there. This is based on a Buto dancer, by the way. If you know what Buto is, it's a style of dance that originated in Japan. Butoh. And this artist is a dancer. She does Buto dancing, Butoh, and it will help clear things up if you actually look it up and what that is. But if you don't know, then now you've learned about something new and interesting. Isn't that great? Isn't it great to learn about things that are new and interesting? So she does Buto, Butoh. Buto dancing. Originated from Japan. She is a Buto artist. And I am simply using her as a reference. You know, I think there's way too many paintings. You know, celebrities have so much art, you know, like of themselves that I like to paint very unusual people. I like to paint people that are a bit more unusual. So this is a very, very unusual dancing person. I think I might have to make my own attempt at Buto dancing, by the way. I really like the idea of Buto dancing. So it's going to come down right about the chin, right about where the neckline goes, and then we're going to come down. Oh, Mizu, do you know what Buto dancing is? Butoh. It's going to come right down to the chin. We're going to come down past right here. Mizu's Japanese. Or you said you're like a quarter Japanese, right? You're not fully Japanese. And then right around here, oh yeah, this is the chin. We're going to come down. And here we go. So we're going to come right, let's see, where should the hand go? The hand should go right around the chin, about a hand's length worth of the chin. A little bit bigger than the forehead, so whatever the forehead size is, a little bit bigger. So we're going to come from chin, forehead size, and then a little bit bigger. We're just going to go with the hand right here. Why am I painting this all in gray? Why not? Why not paint all in gray? There's actually an entire style, form method of painting called grisaille. Grisaille. That's based on using gray. But this doesn't look gray. It's actually more like a black. I'm using Payne's gray, which Omizu so accurately in the past described as a blue gray. And that's exactly what it is. Blue gray. All right, we've got the basic premise here. Have I read Harry Potter? No. Harry Potter came around when I was in like elementary school or middle school, and I just couldn't get into Harry Potter. It just was not my type of reading. I never got into. I was a Lord of the Rings guy. I when I was in like third grade, I read Lord of the Rings, and I absolutely loved the story. But I just couldn't get into Harry Potter. Harry Potter just like I love the idea of like that wild fantasy world, like a really highly developed fantasy world. But I'm not a big fan of like I didn't feel like Harry Potter was truly like fantasy for me. Harry Potter did not feel like true fantasy to me. Harry Potter felt more like, like a teen drama for me. Does that make sense? Like a teen drama. Is that accurate? Not a teen drama, but like, it felt like a kid's story. Nothing wrong with that, but when I was in no, I think I was in middle school when Harry Potter came out. But just I don't know, it didn't put click with me. I've only seen one Harry Potter movie. I'm just not a huge fan. It didn't get me while I was young. But it seems like you're probably a big Harry Potter fan if you're going to ask me that question, right? And nothing against like Harry Potter or anything. It's just for me, it just like felt like a kid's story. It didn't feel like a true, interesting, wild and interesting universe to me. It didn't feel like an interesting universe, a world. It wasn't my type of world. But I guess the real question is, what do you like about Harry Potter? If you like Harry Potter, what do you like about it? Burger. You got a burger. A nothing burger? Burger. Did you just want to hear me say burger? Burger. The burger is here. The burger. Okay, let's get like this. I'm just doing some coloring, painting. Painting is basically just like a coloring book, right? It's like making your own coloring book, pretty much. Most of painting is really just making your own coloring book. Now, this is really interesting how the paint is interacting with the surface. It's like bubbling up. I don't know what that means. I've never had this happen before. The paint is literally bubbling up on the surface here. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe there's moisture or like water damage on this thing. I don't know. All right, we're gonna go. Cat. All right, come in. Hold on. Oh, it's open. Okay. I think I left it unlocked on purpose so you can come in. Yeah.
Kitties. Hungry, huh? Hungry?
So here we go. Just getting a nice little painted design in here.
Hi. Hi, Bert. Where you going? Wow, you're getting adventurous, huh? You're getting adventurous?
Go. Want this I want this French medium yellow here. Medium French yellow. What's going on? How's the
Oh,
screening?
that's cool. It wasn't a screening. It was
I
a
mean, the
table.
your table read, yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, did you connect with other artists?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very
And now
interesting.
y'all are gonna produce something?
No.
No, you should.
Well, the girl who wrote the play is a high school student.
Oh. Well, that's cool that she got
She's really good. She's really good player.
but that's when you know, when you find talented people, you gotta
And it's from personal experience.
really.
Her family was there, and we didn't know that at all. She never explained that. But then
Yeah.
after what we did, her mom got up and talked to us about how she was actually the one who went through the experience of being in a coma, and
Oh, wow.
how afterwards, when she finally woke up, like she didn't know who she was, she didn't remember anything, she didn't recognize anyone from her family.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, and she's from Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but her the daughter's father is British, so this card from me, yeah. The high school girl Jamie, I had no clue she was Chinese.
Really?
She didn't look Chinese at all.
Oh.
And half of her family is Chinese, the other half is white. So her whole family came to see this. So we didn't realize that
Oh,
it was
very
about
cool.
her family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then what happened? They saw it and it was good?
Yeah.
What was it about?
It's about an 18-year-old girl who's in a coma,
Mhm.
and when she wakes up, like, that's how she is. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't remember anything. Her personality has changed because she was in an accident,
Mm-hmm.
and her family blames themselves for the accident.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very dysfunctional family, but they also emigrated to the United States from Shanghai
Yeah.
maybe a year ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So it's just about that experience?
Yeah. And her real family emigrated from Shanghai about a year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But her mom's English was so good, and so was the girl, Jamie.
Yeah.
She had no accent whatsoever.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we talked a lot about the play and the
Oh, yeah, you
characters.
visited Shanghai too.
Yeah,
So you've been there.
yeah. And her mom was complaining about how hard it is to find good food in LA.
Gotta go to. Did you tell them about San Gabriel Valley?
Yeah, well, actually, they know about it, but they don't think the food there is that good either.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well.
They want the real, authentic stuff from Shanghai.
Right. They want to go home. They
Yeah.
want the stuff from home.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it was interesting. Ozma was there. She was one of the characters. She did a good job. And it was so interesting hearing the personal experience from the mom. She's the one who's in the coma, not the daughter.
Yeah. You're saying my favorite movie is Lord of the Rings? No, my favorite movie is not Lord of the Rings.
Hi.
I like, let me just list off movies that I like. Inglourious Bastards, Saving Private Ryan. I like the Tom Cruise movie where he's like constantly returns back to the present, or he has to like redo the battle until he finally survives or whatever, and he can't die, or he like dies and he keeps coming back or something like that. I can't remember the exact name. Tomorrow War, or something like that. The Tomorrow War, or I can't remember the exact name of that. The War After Tomorrow, or something. If anybody knows the name of that movie, feel free to interrupt and allow and
Minority Report?
No, not Minority Report. It's when when they're fighting aliens and they keep having to relive the same night day battle over and over. I like the movie Conspiracy Theory with what's his name? Mel Gibson. I like that movie. What else? I like What are the movies? I like the new Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro. I like Ichi the Killer. If anyone's ever seen that movie, it's a Japanese cult classic, Ichi the Killer. I like the Raid movies. Raid 1, Raid 2. Some of my favorite movies. Raid 1 and Raid 2. If anyone's ever seen those, feel free to let me know. They're amazing movies. Like Garrett, I think the director is Garrett something. One of my favorite directors is Wong Kar-wai. He's a like classic Chinese movie film producer. Like he doesn't make classic movies. He makes like modern movies. Well, I guess they might be old school, but they're based in like old China. So Wong Kar-wai, he's a director. He's one of my favorites, but he only does like romance movies, but that's not like the genre that like I'm obsessed with, that I love about him, right? That's not the it's not that genre that I really like as much as it is just his directing style is just so phenomenal as far as his visual aesthetic and his well, I guess that comes down to the cinematographer, right? But his visual aesthetic is just so beautiful and interesting. Um, so I like Wong Kar-wai. I mean, who doesn't like Quentin Tarantino, right? Quentin Tarantino, brilliant director. Quentin Tarantino movies. Quentin Tarantino, just Pulp Fiction, right? That was the iconic movie of his that I grew up with is Pulp Fiction. And you know, as a kid, like I don't always understand these movies, but definitely growing up and then watching them as you get older, it's quite an interesting thing. So hey, take care. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for saying what's up. Really appreciate that. Especially new viewers. You sound like a new viewer. Grow a garden grinder. Okay. So we're just gonna paint this whole thing right here. I'm just gonna go down with this black right here. Keeping up with this black here. We're just gonna paint this all in. Paint all this in with black. Or gray. It's a Payne's gray, so it's more of a blue gray is the accurate example of it. Blue gray is an accurate description of this color. Payne's gray. I should just use the color name instead of trying to. I did feed them, by the way.
Oh, you did?
But they might want more. I only gave them one can.
That's okay. Just pretending to be starving. Some of this, no. This is the only one who likes the brush.
Oh, yeah?
The other cats are scared of it.
I turned the fan on in here. Is the front door still open? Yo, Caitlin Prefer with the wrench. Caitlin Prefer got a wrench. Caitlin Prefer's got a wrench. Be careful, Caitlin P. Caitlin P's got a wrench. Hey. All right, here we go. We're getting this painting going though. The paint is flowing. It actually took me a few hours to get motivated to paint today. I was just sitting around and I wasn't quite feeling it, but once you start painting, once you get into it, I'm constantly looking for ideas. I think the how I got really stuck today, where I really got stuck was just trying to decide what to paint. And fortunately, I'm constantly thinking of ideas. So this idea is one that's been sitting on my mind for a while. I've been wanting to paint this person for at least probably like a couple months. I was like, she would make an absolutely amazing figure to paint. Just brilliant Buto dancer. She's a Buto dancer. Not booty dancer, buto with an O and an H. And I thought it would be fun to do this painting of her. From find her on Instagram. Let me look up her name. Actually, you know what? I should give credit where credit is due. I should give credit where credit is due. So I want to plug this right now before it's too late. All right, so this is the Instagram profile that I'm basing this painting off of. The profile Sophia underscore Shaikut. Sophia underscore Shaikut. And she is a figurative dancer or an artist dancer that does these wild and interesting styles. So I'm doing a portrait of her that I've been wanting to do for a while. We're gonna go ahead and just get this painting going. So we're gonna do a quick painting session today. This won't be a very long one. Let's see, we're gonna get some shadows along her knuckles here. And she's I guess she considers herself a Buto dancer. So I guess, I don't know if she's Japanese, but, Japanese Buto dancing. I had to do some research. I didn't exactly know what her dance style was. I would have, if I was to call it earlier, I would have just called it like, artistic performative art. But I guess all dancing is, some sort of artistic performative art. So you got to be careful with using that term, right? You got to be specific. Specific. All right, so we're gonna build this painting up. We're gonna add more of the shadow right there.
You want to eat? We're gonna eat the leftover chicken. That's brand new, and with some rice and broccoli.
Yeah, sure. You can leave it open because I need the air to.
It's still open.
All right, let's go like this. I'm gonna grab some of this highlight here. So let's go like this. We're gonna bring this color right into here. And then let's bring, actually, you know what? Let's get some of these colors into her face here, just to mix up and give it like, just give it some separation between this yellow here. And I'm gonna keep going with this bright yellow. Let's grab this bright yellow again.
This rice is still good, right?
Yeah, it's okay. And let's grab this white yellow. We're gonna grab our white, grab some of this yellow. We're gonna carve out this section right here. I'm just painting with a pretty big brush. Where's her lip go? Her lip kind of like disappears here, so.
Is there any white rice left?
I don't know. What's up, you amazing painter? Wow, thank you. I'm painting, as you could tell, I am painting. And you know what? This looks very unusual. I could go for like realism and really try to push this into the area of like accuracy and all that, but I kind of like the way it looks. It's like very it's very loose and unusual. I like it. It's very bizarre. It's kind of cartoonish. I like it. I like it a lot. It's almost somewhat grotesque too, and I love the brushwork going up into here. I'm gonna take a picture of it right now, just because I like it where it's at. And if I could, if I was like a super known painter or something, I would totally accept this as like a final piece. But sometimes I feel like I need to push it further for the sake of, because it's what the world demands from you. Nope, that angle's. Let me see. Let me find a good angle here. I'm trying to find a good angle for this painting because the paint's so wet. Danny Hernandez. What's Omizu saying? M gave mod again. Yes, after. Oh yeah, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I really like this where it's at. There's a feeling to it. But I'm gonna go for a smaller brush right now. I go for a smaller brush. You know what? I'm not gonna go for a smaller brush. We're gonna add in some. What would go good with this red here? Let's grab some of this blue. Can we grab some of this blue? The blue is still alive. So we're gonna go for some blue ochre green. Sure, let's just paint this around here. Grab some of this white. So, on a serious question, Kate, how does it feel to finally have the power of the mods again? How does it feel to have all that power back? That influence, the power, the influence, the ability to alter worlds. You know what? Today's gonna be a pretty quick painting. I almost want to leave it at this stage because I like it. Just a very rough painting. It's got qualities. It's got very raw. I like the feeling of this. I don't know who to compare it to, but it's got a sense to it. I'm gonna wait until Kat finishes making our leftovers, and then I shall wrap this up. Kat is cooking us leftovers. Leftovers from previous nights. Oh, there's crazy people yelling outside my window. A lot of paint boogers. You can see all the paint boogers. That's very unintended. Or is it? You know, maybe I can add some of these greens into here. I'm gonna add some of these greens, the shadows. And then we're gonna add some greens right down here. This black come down a little bit. I can't quite put my finger on what this painting reminds me of. There's a few paintings that have this feeling to it. I just can't quite put my finger. I do want to get her nose right. You know what? I want to get her nose a little better. More boogers. More boogers. Can you see, what do you mean boogers? It's not the boogers that are on. It's just the raised surface from the previous painting because this is a paint over. Dondrell has a yellow face portrait? No, I don't. I have no clue about Dondrell's yellow face portrait. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that Dondrell has a portrait that has a yellow face, but I don't know, what specific one you're talking about. Like, I feel like Dondrell has like a portrait of every single color, every major color in existence, Or maybe just every primary color. So we're going to take a nice loose brush here. Is this a filbert? No, this is a pointed round. We're going to go around and we're just going to start to add details. Let's just bring in some minor details here. We're going to add some white lines. Let's go into white lines with some oil here. Let me get this yellow here. We're gonna go back in with this yellow. It's too bright. Too many bright highlights here. It's kind of scary, huh? It's a scary painting. One scary painting. This is one scary painting. I want to bring this a little bit darker. I want to bring this value down a little darker. We're going to grab this green, blue, grab our yellow, and bring our value down just a little bit.
Okay, I'm just. Oh, that looks good. I'm just heating up the chicken. I'm cooking some broccoli and some spaghetti noodles.
Okay.
So you can eat when you want.
Okay.
Eat now. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in a little bit of red here. It's a little dash red to bring out certain colors. Little dash red with our burnt sienna here. I should like where this is at. Some of the things are a little off, but that's okay. I want to keep it fairly loose here. I like where this is at. I'm gonna grab some of this yellow here, get nice thick yellow impasto. And then let's go darken this with our red burnt sienna here. Try to find right into here. We're gonna go. Trying to find some good areas to like bring in more of these reds here. Just these like subtle areas of red.
Play Netflix and play the show Ascension.
Someone should have stopped me from going too far with this red. Let me grab some more of this Earl Payne's Gray here. We're gonna grab some more of this Payne's Gray. I want to finish this. We're gonna finish this tonight. Get this Payne's Gray going. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, this thing needs to go up. You know what? What I want to do is I do want to darken the area around it. You got 50 views. Kate got 50 views. Let's give Kate some views. Kate, do you need what do you want people to see? Kate, what do you want people to watch? You can pitch yourself. Pitch yourself right now. Now is the time. Now is the time to give a nice pitch of yourself. Pitch yourself. Pitch yourself. Feel free to plug, pitch, put your at, whatever. There's no rules here. There's no rules in my live stream. There are rules, but most people don't go far enough to break it. You gotta go really far to break the rules here. Not even like real far, just like, you gotta pretty much not be a good human being. You just have to, you'd have to be a horrible human being to get kicked out of this live stream. You know what? This brush is way too hard right now. This brush is not gonna work for what I'm working on right now. So, let's see. We're gonna go with this brush right here. We're gonna go into our black. Get our black. Breaking rules. Breaking those rules. Breaking those rules. What's the point of being an artist if you're not going to break rules, right? Artists should break rules. You should criticize. Artists shouldn't have to follow society's expectations. What would be the fun in that? How would anything get created if all artists just followed expectations? That would be one boring world. All right. Well, that's the painting. I think we're done here. I really think that a lot of a lot of the detail that is here is captured, and I think we're good. Honestly, yeah. Maybe you know what? Maybe we could throw some detail into the background. We're gonna throw some detail into the background just to not make it so bland. But I don't want to add too much detail that it just. I don't want to add too much detail. Just a couple little items here, just to make it look like there's something back here. And then we're gonna throw in some whites. Throw in some whites into this. Let's throw in some white here. Not total white, just some expressive whites here, just to go around here. Get some contrast throughout our painting. And you know what? This chin is a little bit too big. Chin's a little big. Let's darken this area around the chin here. We want to close this up. Close this chin up. I don't need realism, but I don't need like total realism. But I do want to give the proportions, make them look fairly accurate. And then here we go. So that's it. This is a 1 hour and something painting study of Sophia Shaikut. Did I say Kaishut or Shaikut? I don't know what country she's from, but she's a Buto dancer, a Japanese Buto dancer. Or maybe maybe they don't call it Japanese Buto dancer. They just call it Buto. That's Butoh. Why did the art critic break up with the sculptor? She said he was too chiseled. Too chiseled? That's never been a problem. What are you talking about? Maybe if he was too hard, he had a hardened soul, too hard of a soul. That could be a reason that somebody breaks up with somebody. Too cold, too hard, too stone faced. There you go. Hey, we got some puns going. Stone faced. Honestly, this feels like a painting from like the 18. This feels like an old French painting, doesn't it? If someone had to put a era on it, I would say that it would feel like a like a like a classic French painting. Maybe a not Degas, but who's the guy? Not Matisse. Renoir, maybe. I can't think of. I don't know the exact name of the artist that has this kind of feel in his paintings, but. Old French painting from 20. Oh, Mizu, man. You gotta. You know, we could totally just like age this up a little bit, scratch off some details like on the back, and just pretend like it's from the 1800s. 1850, 1893. How can I get this so I could get a good photo of it? Let's see. This is a good angle. We're gonna take a quick photo from this angle real quick. And that's it. That's the painting here. We're done for now. Why did the abstract painting get kicked out of the museum? It had too many issues with commitment. I don't know. I don't really get that one. But hey, everybody, thanks for being here. This is a portrait of a Buto dancer, aka, just to give the reference here, Sophia Shaikut. Highly recommend if you're interested dances and performance art and things like that. Sophia Shaikut. We're gonna tag her. But with that, we're done. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our universe. Thank you for participating in this world that we live in. All of you are contributors and participators and human beings more than everything. Dolce Loaiza. Hey, Dolce, you got me at a time when we were just about to head out of here. But thank you. Thank you for jumping in again. Thank you. See you next time. Probably tomorrow. Goodbye.